Now I've got my box frame here. I've just done it in the plain white or cream coloured paper card. And I'm going to paint this one. Now you can paint it as you finished it, but I've put a little bit of masking tape over where the joins are and also along the edges there. Just makes it completely sealed. Now I've also got 3 pots of paint here, and I'm going to be painting this in various blues. So I've got a light blue, a medium blue and a darker blue. I'm going to start off with the lighter blue, and I'm just going to blend all the colours together, and I'm just basically going to streak it all in one direction. Now I've also got the scrap pieces of paper here that I have left over from the template, and I'm going to paint these as well. I'm going to be creating the waves with this. So just paint the whole sheet in the 3 different colours, just blending as you go along. Now I've painted the fronts of these 2 scraps of paper, and I've also painted on the back as well. So I've got it 2-sided, as you can see, and that's ready to use. Now we're going to make some of these swirls that I'm going to kind of represent the water flowing through the picture. Now, as you saw, that I painted this piece of card paper both sides, but you could use the same technique using any kind of paper. And I'm going to use different sizes here to create different swirl effects. Now, the way I do it is just to cut into strips, and I've got these about 2 centimeters wide. So if you've got your cutting mat, I want it totally flat. You could have them different sizes if you wanted to, but for this project I'm going to have them nice and flat. So just cut out your strips, and if you want to use the smaller ones, you can do that as well. Just make sure they're the same width and just cut them like that. So just cut out as many as you want. Now, to get that whirly effect, I kind of just take a pencil or anything that's rounded, and just take one end and just roll around to the middle, or it depends, you can mix and match if you want, and then just take that out and then turn that over and then just roll it from the opposite side, and then that creates that S-shaped swirl. So that's the small one. You can get different sizes, different effects, and there again I've got a larger one here. Again, just roll it to the middle, pull that out, turn it over and roll it the opposite direction, like so. And then you've got 2 swirls there, different sizes, different kind of effects, and they can go inside each other and that, and then you can start building up your picture. I've got an all-purpose glue here which will work fantastic for sticking these swirls down into the picture box, and I'm just going to put some onto a scrap of paper here. Now you can either take each of the swirls and then just dip it in so you get the glue on the bottom, or you can take a brush and then just brush it across the bottom there like that. And then what you're doing is taking it over to the picture and you're starting gluing down the swirls into the box. A little more glue. I'm going to stick those down into it like that. Just press down a little bit. Like so. And then that one can go there. I'm just going to wrap it around like so. This is, you're creating like a water effect, so you can get them all going, mixing around in different ways. You can also do some like this, which is just a single swirl, and that could just fit into there like that. So you just carry on doing this with the swirls until you've built up that lovely water effect. So there's all my swirls put into position. Now the glue is drying. Now to press them down, I want them all the same level. You could have more layers if you want, but I'm going to put just a piece of paper over the top and then put something heavy on the top just to weigh them down while they continue drying. And now you can see the frame is finished. I've put all those curls of paper in there. They're all stuck down nicely, and I can decorate that any way that I want. Now we're going to make a 3D fish. Now I've printed out all the sections here of the fish ready to cut out. You can see these. As they get smaller and smaller, you've got less and less of the parts of the fish until you get down to these, just the head and the fins. Now these are all cut out here ready, as you can see. Now starting with the first one, the main one, what we're going to do is going to decoupage them up, 3D them. But I want to create a little bit of a rounded effect. So I've got a piece of just ordinary foam here, just a little thin piece of foam. And now either taking a doweling strip or a pencil, you can just roll it then from the middle and just roll it out like that. And as you can see, as I'm rolling it, the paper is curling upwards at the edges. So that just gives each piece a little kind of rounded effect. And I say you can use the doweling like that, or you could just use an ordinary pencil. If you start in the middle and just work one way first and then the opposite way, but if you've got the foam underneath, that will do it easier. And then you can see there you've got the fish, but when you stick them together, it's got more of that rounded look. So there's my base fish, that's the first one. Now I've got the next layer, and as you can see, I've put some double-sided foam pads over that. Once you've done this technique, there's lots of different projects you can do. Don't stick it down too much to start with in case you've got it slightly in the wrong position. But that should just overlap perfectly and stick down on the fish underneath. And as you can see, I just jiggle about. See how that's really getting like a rounded effect to it. And now all you've got to do is start doing exactly the same, just building up the different 3D layers. And there you can see I've put all the pieces, I've 3D'd it all together. And if at the end, when you just give it a little kind of roll over like that, just tease it gently, you get that more rounded effect of the fish, and you can see the layers, but it does look like half a fish. I finished this fish, and I'm going to put the fish in the picture frame. On the back there I've just put some double-sided tape, but you could use blobs of glue if you wanted to. Just position this where you want it and just press it down gently. Check it's in the right position that you want it to be, and then if you want, you can give that a coat of a lovely gloss varnish, and that'll give it a lovely wet fish look. I've got a really good durable coating here which I'm going to brush over the fish. I'm probably going to give it 2 or 3 layers so I get that lovely glossy fish effect. And all you've got to do is take a clean brush and just gently brush the coating over the top. Let that dry, and if you want, give it more coats. And there you can see the fish. That's just had 1 coat, but you can add more if you wish. Look how beautiful this fish has come out. It looks like it's been sliced in half like a real fish. And look at the glaze on that. Makes it look like it's fresh out of the water.